Namaste, Jai Shivai. So we are still focused on the same sutra of Ishopanishad, the same mantra which is Tyen Taktena Bhunjitaha. So the next level that the mantra is trying to explain and that applies to our life is all the way in understanding how the transactional nature of life should be dealt with. So you see, everywhere life is just transactional, right? When a fetus comes into mother's womb, since then the transaction started, right? The fetus takes so many things from the mother's body. The fetus releases something for the mother and then again takes something in and goes on and on. And as a child, as a toddler, as a youth, as a teenager, you go on taking so many things from your parents and from your relatives, from your friends, from your everybody from around, from teachers, from schools, from everywhere. You will see that the nature of life is transactional. Okay, something you have to give and some things you are going to take. So it's like give and take. Now, one thing to introspect here is, what is it that you are giving at this stage of your life? It shouldn't be that, oh, I do not have, I have less money, I cannot give money, I cannot do this charity, I cannot do this. Well, you may have time. Well, you may have some skill that you can share. So what are you giving? And to anybody for that matter, to your family members, to your loved ones around you, to your teachers, to your gurus, to some hospitals or to some other charity organizations that you see around the world. The question is, what is it that you are giving? Are you giving something? Or are you just taking? Now you can say, no, I'm doing 9 to 5 job, or I'm doing business and I'm producing this. Well, that is also transactional. You are working and for that you are getting paid. You might be doing a business and for that you are earning profits for selling something, right? It's covering your cost and giving you profit. So giving does not mean immediately taking something in return. You see how it happens in between a spouse. With your spouse, you may have a very transactional relationship, but are you on the taking side or are you also on the giving side? Very, very deeply think about it, right? And why I'm saying this is, if you are a man, you may say, oh, I'm earning for them and I'm doing this for them and I'm taking care of their financial security and this and that. Similarly, a mother may say, okay, if it's a non-working mother, she may say, oh, see, I'm providing emotional support to the family, I'm working for them, I'm giving them food and everything and clothes and this and that. At the same time, I'm teaching the kids and I'm doing all of this. And if it's a working mother, then on top of that, mother is also taking care of finances and financial things. Duties. We are not talking about duties and responsibilities here. So don't think of giving and taking in terms of fulfilling your duties or getting something in return as that. So how far can you go into thinking, okay, this is my duty, but this was not my duty, and still I'm giving, right? That is what the kind of give and take that we are going to, that this mantra focuses on, not the kind of give and take that is essential or part of your duties and part of your responsibilities. So when it comes to giving and taking, it's not that charity is bad, but a lot of people do charity by thinking that, okay, I'll get a good name or fame as the biggest donator or biggest donor of this thing or that thing. Or some people give because do charity because they have been told by their priest or by their uh, guru or somebody that, okay, give this thing, if you do this kind of charity, then you will get that kind of a benefit. If you do that charity, then you'll get this benefit. So you see, charity for benefits is not giving. Same thing applies for the taking as well. Suppose a charity organization is asking for donations. Not everybody can give. Not everybody can give the same amount. Not holding grudges towards anybody who cannot give, or who may not have resources but they might have time. But some may have, you may reach out to some people and they may not even have time, or in right now they do not have time, they do not have money, they do not have anything to give. Although it's hardly you will find such people that do not have anything to give, but life circumstances might be difficult for some people. We do not know who's going through what, right? And they may not be able to give. So not holding grudges, not saying bad things about, oh, I asked for this kind of volunteership, or I asked for this money or that money, and that person didn't give me anything, or this person didn't give me anything. Well, take that which people are ready to give. It's the same thing with the guru. A guru may be trying not to teach you something today. You may not be ready. Guru may have their own reasons. A teacher may not be trying to give you all the information in the first class. Well, they may have their reasons not to do so. But you are probing and probing and probing and probing and pressing hard to get that. That is a very wrong, that's a greedy approach. That creates a bad sanskara in your chitta, in your mental, emotional, behavioral patterns warehouse that we call chitta. It creates a bad sanskara. Do not take if somebody is not ready to give. And this applies into very close relationships also. People usually forget that. A lot of times, partner or spouse may not be ready to be on bed with you. Don't force them. Don't crib about it. Somebody knows that this is their responsibility. Despite knowing that, okay, this comes into the part of responsibility or duty, still they don't want to even go to that level. They don't want to give. Period. Do not force. You cannot force. You cannot take what other person is not trying to give you. It goes same thing is with other people's time as well. Somebody doesn't have time for you. Don't press hard. Don't push hard until unless there is an emergency situation. Now, rules for emergency situations: if you need money in emergency situation, if you need somebody's time in emergency situation, if you need some kind of a service in your emergency situation, that's a different thing. Don't apply this rule of giving and taking blindly onto any situation. Apply it only to the extent of that, okay, you wanted and somebody doesn't have time, that's fine. No need to crib about it, no need to complain about it, no need to go on lecturing about it to the other person that you don't have time for me, you don't have time for this, you don't have time for that. Well, if they thought it was important for them that they can give to their partner or to the other person, they will definitely do it. So think about it, introspect whether you are giving or whether you are receiving. On both sides, just introspect about it. Why should other person give this to you? Or if they are giving, did that made you content? Did contentment happen to you? There are people I have seen, no matter what you get, no matter how much you give, contentment never happens to them. Whether it comes to knowledge, whether it comes to wisdom or something, or whether it is about, money or resources or services, or whether you out of compassion, compassion and love, you might be giving a lot of love, lot of compassion, lot of things you might be doing, even in your family, even with your relatives and everybody. Still, in some people, contentment is not going to happen. No matter whatever amount of time you give it to people, contentment is not going to happen. They are looking for it again and again, over and over. Then that is their greed. They have crossed the boundary of need and they are onto the greed side. You can fulfill, anybody can fulfill anybody's need, but nobody can live for other person's greed. Greed of love, greed of time, greed of, you know, whatever, money, resources, skills. Now the same thing, you know, happens with a lot of people when they are praying. There are two different types of prayers that has been explained in this through the explanation of this sutra, Tena Tak Tena Bhunjita, that one is the prayer where you are constantly asking God, give me this, give me that, give me a $1 million lottery, or I want to buy, give me this car and give me that. So one person, one type of a person goes on praying and asking for things, this, that, everything. Give me love, give me relationship, give me this, give me that. Okay. Another kind of a person also prays, but what he is asking, he or she is asking is, give me that which is according to my karma. Now, you may say that I don't know what all is according to my karma. You may say that I don't know my karma. I don't know what all good or bad deeds I have done to, and what to ask for it and what not to ask for it. Then forget about what karmas were given to you previously or what karmas you did in past lifetime. So don't go that far back, okay? Just go last 1 year back. See what karma you have done. What karma you have done, how much giving you have done, selflessly, without expecting anything in return, how much you have done. And if you have genuinely done it, you have genuinely done a whole lot of good karma in last 1 year, then ask God today that give me the good results that I deserve for this karma. Same thing is with your spiritual practices. Right? A lot of people go on asking for this experience, that experience, this thing. Nobody is asking. Nobody is saying, give me samadhi or give me a stage or give me anything that is according to the level where I am. That is according to the level where I have evolved. Give me everything as per my transformation. Is there a need to ask? No. But still you can, if you want to. You can ask. You are doing all your efforts. You are doing that, God, I'm doing all my efforts. Still, this thing I'm not able to handle on my own. Please help me. Please help me cross this level. Or please show me some light. Or maybe this piece of wisdom I'm not able to realize, I'm not able to understand. So just throw some light and show me where I can, improve upon. A lot of people tell me that even this happened with me as well when I was having in 2011, when I had a very 25 minutes of 15-20 minutes of glimpses of samadhi and the absolute. And when after like say 5-6 hours, when I was out of it, that impact of that 15-20 minutes stayed for 5-6 hours, and I got whole lot of wisdom. But then after 6 hours I almost came to crying, thinking that why didn't that state stayed? How did I lose it? Why did I lose it? And immediately the first thought that came to my mind was, oh, maybe I'm not ready, maybe I'm not worthy of it now. I'm not evolved enough to hold it. Then for couple of hours I felt very bad about myself. And then immediately after couple of hours, a thought came to me that, see, if this has happened, if I have seen that absolute reality for 15 minutes, then I might have done something right. And I have reached that stage. So how about this time I go all the way, not leave any stone unturned, and prepare myself in such a way that this time when it happens, it ends. It happens, it stays. The enlightenment happens, stays, and stays forever. It doesn't go away. So my focus was immediately on improving myself, on evolving myself. And I remember after 3 years, so after this thing happened, after that, 3.5 years, I got enlightenment. I attained Nirvikalpa Samadhi, but even before that, around 3 years of time, I started thinking that it's high time. I've done everything. What is there for me to leave? What else is there for me to surrender? That is when, after 6 more months, I came to realize it's prana. I'm so attached to my prana. How about I stop prana today? That's when, that night, enlightenment happened and Nirvikalpa Samadhi started. So you see, you constantly go on improving upon yourself. You constantly go on thinking about what else is there for me to give. What can I give? And taking also, am I really worthy of, do I really deserve that? Are my karmas accordingly where I deserve this kind of a thing? A lot of people don't think about their karma at all. They just go on complaining. This is wrong in my life. That is wrong in my life. I didn't get money. I didn't get resources. My parents did bad karma. My parents gave me bad genes. This happened, that happened. Well, the whole world is bad and you are very nice. You are saintly all the time. Your karmas are very good. So you see how the focus shifts on outside world, blaming out the outside world for not having the good things or right resources in your life. Don't do that. Don't do that. Be content about what you got and be very mindful about that according to your evolution, your spiritual journey will move accordingly. Your experiences, your wisdom will be matched with the level of realizations that you have, wisdom that you have. Your experience will be accordingly. Same thing with the bhoga, the experiences in life, in material life. Your material life is going to be according to the karma that you have done. Not the past life karma if you are into your 40s or 50s. The karma that you are doing now, since last 5 years, 10 years, what karma are you doing? Accordingly, it will be moved. So even when you are praying to God, see what can or cannot be asked. Another important point to remember about is asking but without doing any effort. Praying but without doing any effort. Well, how does that work? That doesn't work. Because then the prayer doesn't come from the heart. It's a very, very serious thing. Prayer comes from the heart, from the core of your being. It comes from there. Only when you have made whole efforts from your side, when you have given 100% from your side, then that cry, that pain, still when something is not happening, that prayer comes from the heart. Otherwise, it's a mental prayer. Or it might be an emotional one, but it definitely is not coming from the core of your being that you are. So if you truly want to manifest something in your life, maybe spiritual wisdom, it may be something material, doesn't matter. If you have done everything from your side, then you reach that level when you sit in front of God or you sit with your eyes closed and be talking to God, and that's when the prayer is happening within you. The real prayer is happening within you, not a superficial level of prayer. Everyone knows in their heart if they are cutting corners on effort, whether it's a spiritual practice or whether it is some worldly goal, and if it is some worldly thing and you're trying to get a job or you're trying to pass an exam or you're trying to get into a relationship or you are trying to save your marriage or you are trying to save a relationship with your mother-in-law or whatever that is, if you have not made enough effort, every atma, every being knows that. What it means to not leave any stone unturned when it comes to any spiritual goal or when it is about any worldly goal. Yeah, I tried. I did this, it did not work. I did that, it did not work. Now I am waiting for God to give me. Well, keep on waiting. Nothing is going to happen. Your prayer is not happening from the core of your being. That call to God is not even going, not even reaching there. Not at all. Because in your heart you very well know you could have made efforts, but you did not. You could have done something else, but you did not. I'm not talking here about that you start beating yourself on the name of, making efforts that I did this did not work, that did not work. No, 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 complaining. Sorry. Oh, I lived my whole life for this person, still he didn't change, she didn't change. Well, did you change? You made efforts and still complaining since last 10 years about the same thing. You never changed. How will they? How can you expect somebody else to do that, right? So this is a very important thing to understand. Nature of the life is transactional. And according to your karma, you are given. See if you are on the giving side or the taking side and how you are maintaining a balance of giving and taking. How genuine your giving is. How genuine it feels in your heart. That how genuine your giving is. And praying with efforts, not without efforts. Okay. Namaste. Jai Shiva.